Now, in an exclusive interview broadcast overnight in America, Whitney Houston's daughter, Bobby Christina, has told Oprah Winfrey that she wants to follow in her mother's footsteps by singing and acting to keep her legacy alive. In the interview, the 18-year-old was also asked about Whitney's battle with drugs and the support she'd had at the time.
I wish there was a way we could have all come together and had this outpouring of love to her while she was here.
Exactly. When she's gone, then, you know, you want to come around, and then, oh, you know, this, and I'm sorry, and this and that. It's like, where were you when she was hurt? Mm-hmm. You know, like, where were you when she, you know, when she needed someone?
Well, someone who was watching that interview closely was Emma Spiegler. Just like Bobby Christina, she also grew up with a mother who struggled with drink and drug addiction. She's now set up a charity helping other children in the same situation. What did you make of that interview? How did it leave you feeling, listening to her?
It left me feeling... I mean, she didn't really talk that much about her mum's addiction, and I wanted to hear more about that. I can really understand why she probably wouldn't have spoken about her mum's addiction, though, because... First of all, she probably wouldn't want to, or anyone wouldn't want to speak ill of the dead, and also there's so much shame and stigma attached to having an addiction that people like myself and the charity co-op that I run, the young people don't want to tell their friends or even some of their family members about their parents' addiction.
Because it could have been that possibly over years and years she was hiding exactly what was going on. Did you find that with your mum?
Yes. I mean, I didn't really speak to friends or even my family about my mum's addiction because of the shame and stigma, and I didn't really want to say bad things about my mum because at the same time I love her and loved her as a child. And so what I learnt later on is that I separated my mum. So it was my drunk mum and my mum who was addicted to painkillers that I didn't like. But I also always loved you know, my real mum behind all of the addiction.
Of course. So what were some of the things that went on for you as a child with your mum when she was drinking? And
my mum drank during the evening. So during the day, you could say that she was a functioning alcoholic. So it was in the evenings that she'd be drinking. And as I got older and I was staying up later on in the evening, it was then that I was witnessing her drinking. And my mum would drink and she would be crying a lot. And really I took on the role of like a role reversal of parenting.
Of course, which is what happens a lot, isn't it? That the child starts to rescue the mother.
Yes, yeah. So I spent a lot of time comforting my mum and reassuring her emotionally and being the shoulder for her to lean on to cry on.
And you had some very frightening times, didn't you? You'd come home and you couldn't find her, and then you'd have to go looking for her. And
yes, yeah. There was times where I was really anxious about my mum, and there was kind of an underlying fear always. If I was out, I would be thinking, what's my mum up to? And would she get up to something? Would she do something, you know, that silly and lose her life to the drink?
Terrifying for you, absolutely terrifying. We're just going to play another bit from the interview where actually her relatives, Bobby's relatives, speak a bit more openly about Whitney's addiction. We'll just listen to this.
Did you think that drugs would end up taking her? Did you think that at some point?
It always crosses your mind. I mean, that something can happen, but you never think it can happen to yourself. You never think it could happen to someone you love.
The handwriting was kind of on the wall. I would be kidding myself to say otherwise.
So sad. And she did go in, I think, a few times to rehab, as did your mother.
Yes.
4 times, is that right?
Yeah, she did, yeah. And I'm very lucky that my mum has stopped drinking for 7 years. And for many of the young people who come to our charity co-op, their parent has either passed away or not stopped drinking,
So tell me a little bit about the charity. How do you help people?
We have young people and we have an online community, and we have over 700 young people from the age of 7 right up to the age of 30 coming on and posting messages and sharing their stories of what it's like to live with a parent or family member's addiction. And it can be to alcohol, drugs, or even prescribed painkillers, like my mum, gambling, so all different types of addictions.
But the point is, whatever the addiction is, it impacts massively on that child, doesn't it? If there was a young young person now listening to this, what would you say to them who might be in the midst of somebody else's addiction?
I would say, please don't go through it alone. It's such an isolating, lonely thing to go through as a child. You know, you feel weird, you feel different, and it's overwhelming. And please speak to someone, come to our website and share with others what you're going through and talk to others who understand.
Okay, well, listen, I think you're amazing. The way that you've turned around so many negative things to happen to you to such a positive. Thank you so much. It's an honour having you here. Thank you.